was some question as to how well Congress could sort of regulate the conduct of Supreme Court justices. And like with anything else, like what would the penalties be for actually breaking this code? Because short of impeachment, you really can't get rid of someone on the court. So I'd be curious to see like what this actually says and whether there's some sort of like internal enforcement metric for it. But I think part of what probably has happened here is that these court justices are there's not a whole lot of accountability once they actually are sworn into office, and they've got lifetime appointments, and so it could be hard, even if there are stricter or more codified rules. It can be harder to actually figure out a way to enforce those against the justices.
Yeah, and Kyle, Joe mentioned it at the top that the trust in the court as an institution is really low right now, in part because of these ethics concerns, which clearly they're trying to address, but also in part because of the way that this Supreme Court in particular has ruled. We've seen the ramifications of specifically the Dobbs decision, the overturning of Roe v. Wade in election after election, including most recently last week. And I just wonder how much you really do expect that to continue to be a driving force going into 2024.
Yeah, look, I think the court has been kind of partisanized, just like a lot of other things in American life. And of course, these Supreme Court vacancies are these prizes for the parties to cash in on. It just so happened that Trump got 3 vacancies. Biden's only had 1 so far. And it's sort of like a lot of it can just be random, depending on if someone lives or dies or decides to retire at a specific time. But clearly the Dobbs decision was unpopular, and when abortion has been on the ballot in various states, be it red states, purple states, or blue states, it's done well since the Dobbs decision. And at least on that issue, you'd expect Democrats to have an advantage going forward. It's just a question of how important overall it is. But of course, it's going to be a topic of the presidential election and a whole lot of races for all sorts of offices next year.